You have participated in a very interesting discussion on the sterilisations and castrations which took place today at the Committee on Social Affairs, Health and Sustainable Development. You are a Swedish journalist, so I wonder if you can briefly sum up the Swedish experience as regards this topic.
Well, Sweden happened to be one of the few states in Europe that introduced a law that allowed the state to sterilize people against their will for eugenic purposes. So it was said it was to prevent hereditary diseases, particularly mental diseases, to go on for generations. It was a very cruel act, and it was a very cruel practice, and it went on for a very long time, also after the war. And the lesson is that, and it was almost hidden, so citizens were not really aware of what was going on. And I am afraid that this situation could repeat itself in other countries. So this is one part of the lesson, and the other is that it was very hard for the authorities to admit what happened. And when they finally did, all Scandinavian countries had this kind of laws, but Sweden was the first country to admit, to investigate the history, and also to compensate the victims. And I think that this is extremely important, because those people were completely traumatized for life, not only because of the surgery, but also because they were in a democratic order considered as less valuable to society, mindervärdig. And it's a horrifying thing. So the apology was a very important thing, and if I now have opportunity to talk to the world this way, I will like to encourage other countries who are also guilty of this kind of legislation and practice to follow the Swedish example.
You are a psychiatrist. Could you give us your perspective, your point of view on this issue?
My message today was when I was talking about convicted sexual offenders, violent ones, that the surgical castration certainly is no applicable means of stopping reoffending. First of all, it is not as effective as people would think, as for instance the sexual drive is not completely taken away, and also the ability of having, for instance, a coitus is not taken away. The thing is that the expectations which some in the society might have are not real. And then it is for the person, it deprives him, it's irreversible, and he will never be able to have children. And then I think the most crucial thing is that it has to be regarded as a degrading treatment, and degrading treatment is prohibited, and this is an absolute prohibition in the Council of Europe countries. And even if you perceive in the public that sexual offenders are not precious people, they are still protected, and there is no other interest contending that.